So the big question is this: how do aspiring real estate investors like us escape from the rat race and build real wealth and freedom without access to millions of dollars in investment capital and start to live the life that we know we deserve? This is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Zack Childress, and welcome to Real Estate Investing Talk Show.
Here's the thing: you could be in real estate, you could be an agent, you could be a mortgage broker, you could be a salon for all that I care in this episode. And here's why. Because you won't have success in any of those businesses or platforms that you're trying to reach if you're not doing and implementing the things that need to be done. Now, yes, our topic today is more designed around real estate investors, but I want to get real clear with you and help you understand that it's not necessary to be a real estate investor to be successful in business. You could be in business in anything, okay? So you just got to be a doer. You got to be a doer. So the question is, are you a doer? If you're a doer, just give me a high five, right? A little high five right here, a little high five. Put a little thumbs up. Just put something out there that shows me you're a doer in this world. And if you're a doer, make it happen, okay? Let's hone in on this whole aspect, okay? What's the difference between a looker and a doer? You might think to yourself, oh, a doer is somebody who takes action. Well, yeah, narrowing it down, it is somebody that takes action. But are you a doer in all aspects of your life, right? Because here's why. When we first start out, we are lookers. We're lookers in everything. We're looking around trying to see, is this a path I want to go? Do I want to go to real estate investing? Do I want to be an agent? Do I want to do mortgage broker? Do I want to open up a salon? Do I want to open up X, Y, and Z? What do I want to do? So we look, right? And then part of that looking takes us into researching, right? So we start researching. We start thinking to ourselves, well, hey, look, if I'm going to, go after this, I need to do some research. And so one of the very first places most people start is reading a book. They want to say, hey, look, let me go read a book. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in a book, go to Amazon. I got a great book for you. It's called My First Deal Playbook. Grab a copy of it. It's free. You just got to pay for the shipping and handling. I think it's like $5 or $6 or something like that. It's ridiculously inexpensive, but it'll give you a starting point on where you need to go. So, but where people make a mistake at looking is they go, I'm going to read this book. Well, now I'm going to go read this book. Well, now I'm going to go read this book. And I'm going to go read this book. And I'm going to, oh, you know what? I want to feel smart. So I'm going to order 15 books. And I'm going to look intelligent because I got all these books. And I'm going to take pictures of all these books. And I'm going to send it out to everybody and let everybody look, say, hey, look at all these books I have. Oh, and you know what? Now I'm going to go look at some houses. And I'm going to take pictures of me looking at these houses. And I'm going to send it out to everybody. And I'm going to be like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm a real estate investor. But the reality is you're a looker. And you might even go to some seminars and you might take pictures of yourself at seminars and you might send them out to all your friends and say, look at me, I'm at a seminar. I'm learning how to be a real estate investor, but you're still a looker. And then you might even say, well, let me start networking with people in my area. And I'm going to go out and start talking to people and see what they do and how they do it. And you're going to take pictures of yourself and you're going to blast it on the most fictitious thing in the world when it comes to what someone's real life is like, and that's Facebook. Hey, look at me. Look, I'm a looker, and I want you to look at me too because I'm a looker. And yeah, look, I get it. I do that, but you won't see me running around to every single one of my properties, taking pictures of me in front of a property and posting it on Facebook. What's the sense of that? There's no real sense in it. I don't do that. I've got multiple projects running, but you guys don't see me posting pictures of me in front of properties. Like, I invest. I don't need to keep posting it in front of you. To me, that's a small man syndrome. That's what that is. They want to build confidence, so they want to keep posting pictures of themselves everywhere. I like to engage people when I've had very good conversations and talk about the power of something potential that's coming. But at the end of the day, you're just a looker if that's what you're doing, because it makes you feel empowered to go to seminars, to read books, to shake hands with other people, because you feel in your mind that you're achieving success, and in reality, you're not. So let's get clear. Look, some of you aren't going to like my talk today. Some of you are going to send us a message or private message me or send an email and say, that Zack, he sure is rude. That Zack, he sure did talk down to us today. And you know what? If you're that person, you're probably the person that needs to hear this message more than anybody. Honestly, you can like it or not. That's fine. But the point is that there is a huge difference between a looker and a doer. And a looker is someone who wants to create satisfaction of just being in the process of looking. Because you know why? Let's be honest. Doing comes with fear. Reaching out and moving past the boundaries that you've set for yourself is fearful. It's an absolute fear to try something new or go after something new. And the problem with that is you're still stuck in your subconscious because you're allowing your subconscious to tell you all the lies of what could go wrong if you actually do that. If you do that, you could fail. If you do that, you could lose money. If you do that, you could do this. If you do that, that's fear, guys. That's fear that we have grown up listening to in our mind. And the number one person that lies to you more than anybody is yourself, especially when it comes to going after things you've never done before. Once, or hence real estate investing, right? Real estate investing is a beautiful journey. But there's a time that you have to stop looking and stop pretending and stop being a show person. Like, look at me, look at all the things I'm going to. And you have to start implementing. You have to actually start doing the processes that are necessary to be successful, right? Like, you've got to sit down. Let's move over to the doer side, okay? Doers absolutely read books. Doers absolutely educate themselves on personal development because they understand the number one thing they have to fix is their own thinking. And the only way to fix that is to engage in personal development and to overcome their own personal boundaries and their own personal fears and anxiety and how they get overwhelmed by things. They have to overcome that. And that comes from personal development. That is a mindset shift that takes time to develop, and it takes commitment to yourself to overcome those things, okay? The number one problem that we hold on to, and the reason we won't become a doer and move forward, is because we keep thinking about the past. We keep thinking how we handled situations in the past. We keep thinking about the things that hold us back or how we reacted to something in the past. And so therefore, we've labeled ourselves for our future. We say, oh, well, in the past, I handled it this way, so I'm going to handle it that way again. That's your subconscious controlling your forward motion. And the problem with that is you're now labeling yourself to restrict you from moving forward to be a doer. Okay? And so being a doer, we build plans. That's what we do. We build plans. We say, these are my plans that I'm going to execute. This is when I'm going to execute them. And this is how I'm going to execute them. If my plan is to execute buying an apartment building in the next 3 months, then what do I need to do? I know that I need to get educated, right? But I don't need to get stuck in the education process and become a looker of education and start posting about all the things I'm doing and the seminars I'm going to and the books I'm reading and blah, 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 blah. No one cares, okay? They only care when you start executing and you can turn around and say, look what I've done. Then they want to know what you're doing. Listen, I have a picture of me that the guys in the office created, and it's so perfect. It says, they'll all call you crazy until you prove success, and then they'll all ask for your help. And that's reality. That's how it works, guys. You are a lone rider in this business until you show success. Then everybody wants to jump on board. And there's a big difference in true success and showman success. That's the lookers, going out looking at houses and posting pictures of them looking at houses. They don't buy all those houses. Why are they posting pictures about it, right? Like, come on, get real, get in the game, okay? But doers, what we do is we execute a plan. We write a plan down. We set goals. We make an agenda. We say, these are the things I'm going to do. I wish I was at my home office right now. I would take that camera and I would paint it around my home office. And I have these giant Post-it note pads, right, with the sticker on them, and they cover my walls in my office. And I got a pretty office, pretty furniture, but it's not about the pretty office. It's not about the pretty furniture. It's about me building plans to execute the way I want to go. So they're all over the walls in my office at home, so I can sit down, see them, see where I'm at on this plan, where I'm at on this plan, where I'm at on this plan, where I'm at on this plan. And that is what's called execution of a plan. We create the plan, we write the plan down, we develop a strategy to achieve the plan, and we start executing and implementing that process. Therefore, we design a plan and we get educated. Second thing, we design a plan and we get educated. First is design the plan, second is get educated. But don't get stuck in education. Don't get stuck reading 100 books and going to 1,000 seminars and, and networking every day of the week and never implementing, right? We get educated on what it is that we need to do. So, number 3, we can implement. Write it down, guys. I mean, this is what you got to do. I don't care if you want to be a real estate agent, an investor, insurance person. I don't care. You will never have success if you don't build a plan, get educated, and implement. Look, I know people that say, look, this is what I want to do. I want to go and I want to be a real estate agent. And then they go get educated. They go get their license. They go to a few trainings. They go do these things, right? And then when it comes to implementation time, they freeze. They don't have the ability to do this. Make some money because they won't implement. They just won't implement. And look, you will never make money until you implement, right? But what are you implementing, right? That might be a question. Well, Zack, I don't know what to implement. Well, you implement the education that you're receiving. You don't go get educated for the next 3 years and then decide to implement. No. You get educated and you implement. You get educated and you implement. That's what you do. That's the 3 most important things to becoming a doer. We build a plan. And look, here's the reality. I have multiple plans, right? I got plans inside of plans. But I have to see it visually. I build the plan and I go, okay, I know how to do this. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I better get educated on this. Then once I get educated, guess what I do? Guess what I do? I implement it. I become a doer. I do the things necessary to make that happen. All right, so we've understood the 3. Now, here's the other side of becoming a doer, okay? Let's talk about the other side of being a doer. The other side of being a doer is show up daily and be ready. Show up daily and be ready. Like, don't say, oh, I'll get to it next week or the week. No, doers don't wait, guys. Doers show up every single day and they say, I'm ready. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? I'm ready. Well, what do we need to get? What do we need to implement? What do we need to go look at? Who do we need to talk to? That's a doer. A doer doesn't need to be told what to do. Do you understand? It's a huge difference. And look, if the whole world was full of doers, we wouldn't have any businesses. Let's just be honest. Most people will never understand how to become a doer because they're always waiting to be told what to do. And that is not a doer, right? That's somebody that needs to be told what to do, right? Doers wake up in the morning and they say, this is what I need to do today. And they get people around them to support them and their doing. And they recruit people and they encourage people to be part of their community and do what they're doing. They're doers. They show up every day ready. This is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm executing today. This is what I'm going after today. This is what I'm knocking out on my board today. This is what I need to achieve today. That's a doer. They show up daily ready. So the real question is how many days have you woken up and said to yourself, I don't really want to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow, right? Be truthful. I mean, don't lie to yourself. You know you're lying. I mean, I probably know you're lying too if you said it. Because here's why. People mistake passion, conviction, workaholic, they call it sometimes, with drive. They mistake drive. I should say they mistake drive with those terms. They go, oh man, you work all the time. Oh man, like you get too excited about this stuff. No, that's my drive. Listen, I've built all kinds of companies. I have done very well for myself over the years. And I still get up every morning and all I want to do is I want to get and I want to start doing and I want to get ready for the day. I want to do. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I get things ready for the kids. I get them out to the school bus. When they're on the bus, I'm doing, man. I'm doing. I'm active. I'm engaged in the process. I'm a doer though, right? That's my drive. Most people will never understand my drive. I mean, it's the truth. I've lost some very long-term relationships because of my drive. They didn't get me. They didn't understand why I was so driven. They didn't even understand the word drive. Most people can't even concept drive. I was just having a conversation with my staff before I came in here. And I said, I wish I had 34 hours in a day. Because if I had 34 hours in a day, I'd sleep for 6 and I'd work for 28 of them. Most people look at that and they go, you're crazy. But I'm not crazy. That's what I love to do. I love being a doer. I love building, creating, doing things that are going to encourage me to do more, that's going to push me to do more, that's going to help me see higher expectations in my life, my family, my well-being, who I am, what I'm doing. Because you got to remember, I'm not in this business anymore to make money. You understand? Like, I'm not. I'm in this business now to create a legacy. That's where I'm at when it comes to real estate. When it comes to real estate, I'm just building it for legacy. I'm building it for my kids' kids. That's what I'm building it for. So anyways, number 4 is show up daily and be ready. That's the key. So the 5th thing I want to talk about is doers in real estate, right? The top 4 could be in anything, right? But when we move into the real estate side, what does a doer do? A doer comes out, he builds his plan, right? Let's go through it again. He builds his plan, or she builds her plan, and she or he gets educated on what needs to be done in that plan that they don't know, and then she or he implements that education so that they can build a business. And they show up daily ready, but they also build their relationships. So number 5 is they build their relationships to be successful in that field in which they're going to become doers, okay? That is where doers come. So they say, look, I've built my plan. I know what I want to do. I've gotten educated. I'm implementing my education. I'm showing up daily. Oh, but you know what? I'm in real estate, so I need to build relationships. What are part of those relationships doers do? They go out and build relationships with banks weekly, not one bank, weekly. They're building relationships with banks. They're building relationships with agents, making sure they get the right person on their team. They're executing plans to keep agents or get rid of agents, whichever agent's going to work best for them. They're building contractor relationships and wholesaler relationships and buyer relationships, property management relationships. They're building relationships that are going to help them become doers in the niche in which they are in, which is real estate. And I can tell you, that's a big difference in networking, right? So we look at, what does a looker do? A looker goes to a networking event and shakes hands, talk to people about what they're doing. A doer networks by going to the specific relationships that they need to grow their business, and they network with that relationship and build that execution of that partnership. And they continue to build that relationship or continue to build new relationships, because let's be truthful, some power team members will not grow with you. If you're a doer, you're constantly growing, you're constantly moving forward, and sometimes they're just not going to grow with you. So building that relationship is absolute crucial when you start to think about it. Okay. Now, the 6th thing is once they have that foundation laid, let's just draw a line. Let's just draw a line between the first 4 and the next, because the first 4 is for any business. But in real estate, these next are applicable to you, okay? Or next are applicable to you, which is building your relationships inside your niche of real estate. Once you've built those, then you become a doer to go look at properties. You then become a doer, okay? That's when you become a doer of looking at properties. You don't go look at properties before you've gotten educated, implemented, and build your team, started your relationships. That's like backwards. You don't do that then. You go build all that first, and then you go look at property. And listen to me, don't take pictures of the properties and post them because you looked at it. Because let me tell you something. If somebody else sees that picture in your network and knows that area and knows that property, guess what they might do? They might just go over there, knock on the door and say, hey, I'll give you a higher offer than what you've already got on the property. That's the stuff you got to think about. Stop being a looker. Stop being a poser, as we say. No sense for being a poser. Just do your business. Listen, people will know you become successful as you grow and you show what you've done by growing the business without having to tell everybody you're growing a business, right? So then we go look at property. So this is just an order of things, right? Build the business, set the goals, get educated, implement, show up daily, ready to run the business, right? Then go out, build your relationships, create your team players, know who you're going to be working with, make sure you have the things you need in place, and then start going and looking at properties. And then start making offers, guys. Be a doer. Once you've set all that other stuff in place, then be a doer in real estate. Once all of that's done, now listen to me. I'm not saying go look at properties first. That's like the biggest mistake most new investors make. They want to run and look at houses. Doesn't even make sense. They don't even have their team together. Then what happens is they see a house, they make an offer on it, and now they're like, oh my goodness, now I got to have a team. I got to find a contractor. Then they're in scramble mode and they're in stress mode, and now they're right back to the anxiety that they had when they were working at a job and a deadline hit them, right? They don't love that job. Now they're not loving real estate because they didn't do it right. But once you've done all that and you're being a doer, you go look at properties and you make offers and you do marketing. You look at, once you've laid the foundation, you go look at houses, you make offers, you do marketing. You go look at houses, you make offers, you do marketing. You go look at houses, you make offers, you do marketing, and you make phone calls. If I could simplify this business for you into 4 things that would create success for you after you've laid your foundation and you've built your key power team and relationships, the 4 things, once you've done all that, is yes, go look at properties, make offers, do marketing, make phone calls. Go look at properties, make offers, do marketing, and go make phone calls. That's 4 crucial things for a real estate investor to be successful. But you don't do those until you've done your foundation and you've put your team together. You've laid everything out that you need. You've got your agents, you've got your brokers, you've got your bankers, you got your contractors, you got your buyers, you got your insurance guys on board, you got your title companies on board, you got your team. You've networked with the people you're going to need on your team, and you've established that. And once that's been established, then yes, move into the 4 crucial points. Go look at houses, make offers, do marketing, make phone calls. Go look at houses, make offers, do marketing, make phone calls. That, my friends, is what doers do. So which one are you? Did today create a shift, right? Did today create a shift? Did it make you start thinking about, am I really looking or am I really doing? Because I'm here to tell you, if you're not doing what I just took a whole list of things and carried you down, then you're still looking, man. You're still looking. You're looking for success, and it's right in front of you. It's right in front. You get up every morning and brush your teeth, and you look at the most successful person in your life. It's you. You're looking dead in the eyes. You brush your teeth, you brush your hair in front of a mirror, you're looking at the most successful person in your life. You just have to acknowledge it. You have to embrace that. You got to let go of the labels that your past has put on you, and you have to realize that you are the person that's going to put you in a better light. You're the person that's going to build that kingdom for your family. You're the person. You're the one that makes the choices to move forward. The choice is yours. We say it all the time. The choice is yours. But sometimes you don't know where to start. Well, I just gave you an entire list of how to become a doer. Right? The first 4 work in any business that you ever want to start. Build a plan, get educated, implement, show up daily ready. Build a plan, get educated, implement, show up daily ready. 4 key factors to any business. I don't care what it is. Those are the 4 key factors. Now, when we move into real estate, you got to build the foundation. What's the foundation? Building your relationships. The foundation in real estate is what I shared with you. Building your team, bankers, agents, brokers, contractors, insurance people, title companies. That's your foundation. Once that's together and you understand what you can do, then you move into the 4 implementations of being a doer. Go look at houses, make offers, do marketing, make phone calls.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Investing Talk Show. I'm Zack Childress, and I'm on a mission to create 10,000 real estate bosses over the next year. Will you be one of them? Head over to my website, reisuccessacademy.com/web class, and register for my free web class where you'll discover how to escape from the 9-to-5 grind and become your own boss in real estate. See you there.